We're behind you. We have the washing machine boxes. So this is where the washer and dryer are going to be. And then back on the other side here, where these water lines are coming up over here, this is where the hot water tank and shut-off valves are going to be for the water main coming into the building. This is a general, two bedroom apartment. This is the general use bathroom. It's going to have a tub and shower here. This is where the mixing valve is. These are the water lines coming to the tub and shower. This hole we have here cut out, that's where the drain's going to be. We can't really put anything in until we actually get the showers in here. So nothing really for the showers is completely hooked up yet. Once we get them in, then we have to do custom cutting and everything to get them into place. Here, you have your bathroom sink. Standard bathroom sink. These are the water lines coming out. This is the drain. Never actually glued the drain on right away, because when the cabinet guys come in to go put their cabinets in, they don't want to have to, they want to be able to take it out and put it in and be able to put it in nicely. So we generally leave those not glued yet until the final process. So the way these drains work is, you can see here, this is a fitting. The fitting here we have to glue together, get everything put together, and it's a process that I'll show you guys later. But this is a vent stack coming up. So this is where most of our venting is coming from. Venting is used for drains because if you don't have proper venting, drains won't be like fluids or everything going in through the system won't be able to drain properly. You can see here it goes up through the roof and out. It comes down, and every fitting, every fixture in this building has its own vent coming off of it. It's pretty much a theory of, if you take a straw and you put it in water and pull it out with your thumb on it, the water's not going to come out. Once you take it off, it's getting proper suction down through the top, and the water's able to go to someplace. So yeah, this is your standard sink. And then here is your toilet. This is where the porcelain throne sits. This is the water line to it. We like to bring everything up in copper. We bring PEX to the fixture itself, and then we like to stick out rigid copper for purposes of, we don't want anything really getting broken. PEX is definitely way less flimsy than copper, and we like to have that poking out of the wall. These here are nail plates. It's required on every job now that we have nail plates at all PVC fittings and everything in the wall. So that way when drywallers come through, finishers come through, and they're screwing into the wall, that they don't hit our PVC lines or water lines, because they do, then you're gonna get stink, or you're gonna get a water leak, and nobody wants that. Yeah. So we come over here, like I said, this is your kitchen area. In your kitchen area, you have your kitchen sink. So this is the water lines, and this is the waste line coming up for your kitchen sink. Now this is an island setting. With the island settings, you have to have proper ventilation, like coming up through the roof there. Unfortunately, with an island, you can't really have that. So what happens is, when they set the island in place, coming up through the bottom of the cabinet is your pipe, and then off of that we branch off for the sink itself, and then on the top of that we have what's called an air admittance valve. It lets air in, but it doesn't let any stink out. And you have to have that in this type of situation, otherwise there's not going to have proper venting, and it won't drain right at all. And so yeah, that's your kitchen sink. Over here, that's where the refrigerator is going to go. You have this box here. This is where the ice maker is for the box. This is the water feed for the ice maker on the refrigerator itself. Anyone have any questions?
I noticed a lot of the different bag clamps you get at the drain lines. What is that?
That's so as we're going through, what we do is we start up top and we drill holes going down. So we'll take pipe and we'll put pipe in the floor first, just to keep is down below, and we can connect everything from the bottom.
And one thing too, guys, every one of these, so like this is the architectural plan, so the architect draws what the kitchen's actually gonna look like. So the plumbers, electrical, everyone, they have to know how to read this. So this plan, so over there is the refrigerator, so now you look at the elevation, so they have to be able to plan out electrical. Okay, great. If that's that's the oven, how do I like, so they have to learn how to read all this stuff, and the same thing. So here, like this is the island. So if they're off 4 inches, if they're not paying attention, they're just doing things quickly, that could come up right between the middle of a cabinet, and now all of a sudden, we're trying to move people in 3 weeks, we got a huge problem. So what he said, go slow, do things well. So that's just kind of part of like, so here we can look at this later, but yeah, so.
And that's where all the trades really work together. It's we all have to have good communication with each other. Without good communication, without all the other trades, it's when most of the problems occur. We all go through, look at everything, talk to each other, make sure we're not in each other's way. When we're running out pipe up here or down below, we make sure that we're at one elevation pretty much the whole way through, so that way other trades can get in and run their pipes without us hitting each other. And it just causes conflicts if you don't have good communication. Any questions up here?
So then this is hot water tank in here.
Yes.
And then another bathroom over this. So this unit, so again, so we have units that have 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and this has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So there's a common area bathroom with a tub.
Right.
Then there's a master bathroom that's over there. It's a separate shower. So that's a shower unit as opposed to a tub.
Yep. That's just the shower. And the other one, the common one, has a tub and shower.
Yeah.
Like you said, this here is where the hot water tank's going to be. This is your cold feed in. So this is going to get a valve on it. This is where your cold feed for the whole apartment comes in. Now, when we're all done and everything's being put together, we connect all of these together. When you connect all of these together, that's how all the water is forced throughout all the water lines down below into each fixture in the whole apartment.
All these are electric hot water tanks, obviously.
Yeah. The only gas that we have in this building is going to the furnace over here in this room. We have a gas line coming up. It's a smaller gas line. It's about 1/2 inch. Or no, we have 3/4 coming to this one. This is the gas line here. This is where the furnace is going to be, and that gets powered by gas. What it does is creates a spark, and the gas ignites, and it creates heat.
So that's a combo furnace and air conditioner.
Yes, I believe so.
Expansion pack, yeah.
With that, they do need a drain because it condensates. So this here, we have a hub drain. It has to be indirect. You can't directly tie into the furnace, into the sanitary sewer system. It has to be indirect for water. If it does potential backup, it has to be able to flood out somewhere without burning out the furnace itself. Where everything comes together. Like I said, upstairs we drill down. We have everything poked down, and we come down here and we connect everything together down here. So you can see these are all the PVC lines. On the PVC lines, you can see that you don't have any direct 90s coming off of it on a horizontal axis. What it is, it's 45 sweeps. That's because you need good flow for the sewer. If not, you'll have a lot of backups. You'll have blockages in certain areas, and you don't want that. Here, what we have here is the first bathroom. This was the shower we were looking at. You can see the hole in the floor. The reason why it's not hooked up yet is because the shower's not there. So the drain's not there, but we have a drain coming off of it for future. When it is put in, we can just hook it up right away. Coming over here, this is where the toilet is, back in this corner over here. And then this over here is the sink that we were looking at. They all come together, come in here, everything comes in here, and it shoots down this stack here. Now on all the stacks, it's required to have a clean out. You you do have a backup, or you know, if everything starts backing up, you got to be able to clean it out from somewhere. So that's why they have this guy here. This thread's open, you pop this off and you take a sewer machine, you poke it into here, and this runs all the way out to the street. Now this line coming down here, this is for the grease trap. For commercial spaces and you know, commercial kitchen usage, you need to have a grease trap. The grease trap is a filtration system before it goes into the sanitary sewer main. Well, you don't want grease going into a sanitary sewer main. What it does is it builds up, it gets hard, and it just creates issues. So what that filtration system does, it needs to have its own vent going up through the roof for it to be able to drain properly. They won't allow you to tie them in together, because if there is a problem, they want you to have this all on its own line. So that's pretty much waste and vent.
So every one of these units goes down to this stack, and then where does this go?
This goes out to the sanitary sewer main in the back.
Got it.
And that ties into this street coming over here, and that ties into that street going over there, and that shoots all the way down to a sanitary sewer station. And that's where they do the sewer treatment, and it stinks there. It really stinks there.
So the kitchen sinks are the only thing obviously tied into that grease line?
So this is going to be the commercial kitchen sinks. This is what's going to be down in the commercial spaces. That's where these risers here are poking up through the floor. That's where we're going to be able to tie into when we go and do the commercial spaces down here. Now this here, this is the water main. This is the water main that feeds this entire building. You can see here we have branches coming off for future commercial spaces. You can see it's got the valve on it. It's so that way we can tie in easily without having to shut down the entire building. You know, we can just turn it off at the valve there, cut into it, bam, tied into it. You can see all the PEX lines that come down through here. These are what's feeding all the fixtures in all the apartments. We like to do PEX. It's easy, it's quick, it's cheap. You know, we like using PEX. Eventually, it will all be insulated with a black foam insulation. That's to be able to keep all the heat in, all the condensating. Water lines drip when it's hot. Cold water lines will drip. So we like to put the insulation around it. It keeps it at a consistent temperature, and you won't have any dripping or anything going on. So yeah, that's it for PEX, and I'll show you how everything goes together now. It's a two-step process. This is the primer. It's purple, it's messy, it's no fun to work with, but we have to use it for code purposes. They like to see the purple on it. What you do is you take the piece of pipe, take the primer, and you go around once, twice around the pipe, and then you go once, twice around in the fitting. Now what that's doing is it's taking off a layer of plastic around the pipe. And then you go through and you take your glue here, open this up, go around once, twice, go around once, twice. And that's going to create a chemical bond between the plastic, the glue, and the primer. And when you put it together, in the matter of seconds, it's hardened, and you're not getting it apart. That's why you want to make sure when you go and put it together the first time, you want it to be how you want it to be. Otherwise, you got to cut everything out, and you got to start from scratch all over again. So that's what these waste lines are. That's what's going to all the fixtures, everything. Now here is this is the PEX. This is what's going to this is what all the water travels through. This is a new style PEX. The old style PEX was just cinch rings, and it's a tool where you would put the PEX on here and you would just cinch it down. Now this new style here, it's called Upanoid. It's an expandable ring here. So this expandable ring goes on the pipe, and when I go and take this tool here, this is made by Milwaukee, great brand. The only company that actually makes this tool. You go and you put it inside the ring, and what it's doing is it's expanding the pipe. Now, the pipe is able to expand at to a certain degree, but the ring itself is what makes it contract eventually. So You see here, I'm taking this fitting and you just put it inside of it and the ring contracts around it. That's how it goes together. This is the new style. Everybody's going to it. You're gonna start seeing it a lot on all the jobs. Now I'm gonna show you the old way that people used to put copper water lines together. It's still done. You see it in a lot of old houses. So you have your copper pipe here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go through and you're gonna clean it with the sand cloth. Now what this does is it creates, it's cleaning the pipe. Solder won't stick to dirt. So you gotta go through and you gotta rough it up and you gotta clean it off. Now you take the fitting here, you take the sand cloth, you clean out the inside of the fitting, and then you take, this is flux. What the flux does is it takes the solder and it brings the solder into the fitting itself. Which you'll see when I go through and start heating up the pipe, you'll see it leaking out. Well, what it's doing is it actually takes the solder and it gets it brought into the pipe. So you put it inside the fitting, you put it on the outside of the pipe. Now, you take your torch, get your torch lit, and you want to evenly burn around the fitting. By evenly burning around the fitting, you're getting it even temperature all the way around. And that's what makes the solder go in at a perfect, at a right pace. Now you can see it's melting onto the pipe, and that's how they used to do it. And that's pretty much plumbing for you guys.
Now, would you run separate lines for hot and cold water, or now is everything done through one?
No, everything's ran separate. So what it is, it's a line that goes up to the tank. That's gonna be your cold water feed to the tank. Out of the tank, it comes back down and it goes hot water to everything, to each fixture.
Got it. But if you were in your bathroom, you turn the hot and the cold water on together, is the hot water tank sending? How does it go from cold water coming up to like you're in your sink and you want to turn hot water on in your shower?
So
how does that happen?
So what it is where the water lines come up, you're gonna have valves. The valves go into the sink, so you have supply lines going from the valves to the sink. The sink has a mixing valve in it itself, so the water lines go through there, and that's the adjustable part on the sink. You know, it goes through and you can adjust it to whatever temperature you want. So every sink has hot and cold water going to it.
Love it. All right.